My name is Johnny Wright. I am the co-chair of the Haralson Alliance for Responsible Waste Management. I want to thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, for this opportunity to speak tonight. In the last public hearing and in the past several weeks, Solid Solutions has been claiming that the Alliance had no facts on their side, only emotion. Well, in those two binders presented to you by our attorney, Don Stack, you've got over 1,000 pages of facts and studies to give you a reason to say no to this zoning request. The West Georgia region does not have a need for a new landfill for waste generated by our area. This proposed mega landfill, which would be the largest by far in the state of Georgia, over 44% bigger than the current largest landfill, would primarily be receiving trash from areas outside of West Georgia, most likely Atlanta and the other large metropolitan areas. We prefer for these large metropolitan areas to find solutions for their own waste management instead of shipping their waste to Haralson County. In their PR campaign, Solid Solutions promotes what a, quote, perfect location Haralson County is for a regional mega landfill, and how the landfill will only be a few hundred yards off the interstate with minimal impact to traffic. However, the Northwest Georgia Regional Commission impact study projects that in the opening year, 2025, additional traffic of 416 trips per day, and by 2040, additional traffic will increase to 1,917 trips per day. And assuming a 10-hour day from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., that would be an additional 42 vehicles per hour at the opening. And within 15 years would increase to almost an additional 200 vehicles per hour. Now, traffic congestion is already a challenge at I-20 and Highway 100, but just imagine the traffic impact with this many additional vehicles, most of which I should say, would be huge garbage trucks at the intersection of Highway 100 and I-20. Especially imagine trying to make left turns to get back onto Highway 100 from the landfill and then trying to make a left turn to get onto the interstate. They don't mention that. They only like to mention that, it's going to be a turning lane, right turns. So it makes me wonder if there's going to be an airstrip there that they can airlift those vehicles back. Of course not. Solid Solutions also claims in their application and PR materials that the landfill will be hidden from view from most places in the area. But please understand the magnitude, the size of this proposed mega landfill. The elevation of Tally Mountain is 1,522 feet and is a very visible landmark in the area, especially from Highway 100 south of I-20 and from I-20 coming from Alabama. According to Solid Solutions' rezoning application, the expected elevation of the proposed mega landfill will be 1,402 feet. That's only 100 feet shy of the elevation of Tally Mountain. This is huge, and the landfill would be very visible from I-20 and Highway 100 south of the interstate and from other areas of the county. And Randy Patterson has some photos that he will be presenting to you later that illustrates that. Regarding Solid Solutions' desire to build this mega landfill and saying Haralson County is one of the most perfect locations ever for such a landfill. This is akin to a rich person who lives in a mansion in a wealthy neighborhood going to a poor neighborhood and saying, "Oh, you have the perfect location for us to bring our trash. It doesn't matter you don't want it. You must understand this location chose itself. It's just the perfect location for it. And of course, we will be paying you lots of money for it. You just need to understand how good this is going to be for your homes and your neighborhood. And it's even going to make more people want to move here into your neighborhood and help you grow." Of course, this sounds preposterous, but it is in effect what Solid Solutions is proposing for our county. And to you, our commissioners, please understand that you have the power. And based on the community sentiment seen here tonight by the people that stood up, I believe the obligation to say no to this rich person wanting to forever change our county. And regarding the sentiment of our community, think about how many people have told you they are in favor of this landfill versus how many have told you they are against it. I have tonight about 178 pages of people who have put their names down. That's over 4,000 names of citizens who are registered, who have registered their opposition to this landfill. Of this number, about 42% have Tallapoosa addresses, 39% have Bremen or Waco addresses, and 11% Buchanan addresses, with 8% from other areas or not listing addresses. And additionally, in the packet that you have in the binders there, we have 39 pages of comments from individuals who signed the online petition. And I would like to just read a couple of the comments which provide you insights on issues that I've not otherwise addressed in this presentation. From page 29 of the comments, one petitioner writes, "Haralson County is where I was born, raised, and lived for over 69 years. Development is necessary for any community, but to just throw your hands up and give in to a big corporation that has no investment in maintaining our way of life is shameful. If this is such a great opportunity, then why is Haralson County not having to compete with all the other counties and states to acquire the right to get this? Seems like the developers are just trying to push it down our throats. Are the developers going to live here and actually spend their time and resources in this county, or just run a remote operation with their corporate core leaving the county? I vote a resounding no for this atrocity and hope the board immediately puts a stop to this fiasco." And then from page 5 of those comments, which again are in your binder there, "Accepting the landfill proposal would be like letting in a roommate that will be impossible to evict. Despite claims of transparency and safety, there is no real recourse for the county beyond a costly lawsuit should the proprietor not live up to their promises. The proprietor is not a Haralson County resident and will not have to live with the infrastructure he is proposing, but we will. Future generations of Haralson County residents will find themselves at risk, perhaps indefinitely, with reduced air and water quality, odors, and heavier traffic through our already congested downtown areas." And again, there are 39 pages of comments like these from concerned citizens asking you to deny this request. And we thank them for taking their time to provide their input. Another claim that Solid Solutions has put forth in their PR materials is that it is a, quote, myth that landfills stink. And I'm surprised tonight to actually hear them say, yeah, the Grady Road landfill up in Polk County does stink, but it's, of course, different than ours. But that's at least a step forward for them, because they've been saying that, no, it's a myth that landfills stink. And in the public zoning hearing last time, I talked about a big problem with landfill stench in Bristol, Tennessee, and Bristol, Virginia. And in the interest of time, I'm not going to talk about that again tonight, but I do want to mention that is a Subtitle D landfill that was opened in 1998, 7 years after Subtitle D was enacted, which created lots of new regulations that supposedly help and restrict landfills. And of course, they'll tell you, oh, well, that's a different kind of landfill. Well, just like Don Stack said tonight, every individual is different. Each landfill is different. But landfills stink, and who's to say that this one will not stink? Another claim that Solid Solutions make is that this regional landfill and industrial park will bring hundreds of new jobs and new industry to Haralson County. But I just want to say, with regard to this project bringing hundreds of new jobs to the county, I believe this defies common sense. What business owners would desire to bring their businesses, homes, and families to a county that has the largest landfill in the state, and to put their businesses in an industrial park that shares a drive with the landfill, with garbage trucks every 5 minutes, or actually it's every 2.5 minutes if you count round trips? Next, regarding the proposed host fee revenues that the mega landfill would generate for the county and municipalities. Haralson County believes, Haralson Alliance believes that the landfill host revenues paid to the county would be more than offset by diminished property values and loss of future economic growth caused by the mega landfill. And of course, there is no price that can be placed on harmful health and environmental impacts likely to affect our children and grandchildren forever. The proposal of a regional mega landfill in Haralson County has brought to light the need for our county to focus on alternatives to traditional waste management. Haralson Alliance supports recycling, and we urge you as county leaders to explore efficient and cost-effective ways of increased recycling in our county. The final point I would like to make, some people may think this will primarily affect Buncombe and Tallapoosa in the southwest corner of our county. But if you look at a map of the proposed landfill in the county, the landfill would be closer to the city of Waco than to Antioch Church in Buncombe. And I also want to note that the cities of Waco and Bremen lie due east, downwind from the landfill site. And this is an area with a much greater population. So this is an issue that definitely affects most of the population of Haralson County. Again, I would like to thank you for this opportunity to address the board, and with all sincerity ask you to deny this rezoning request. And one thing Mr. Kaufman said in his closing comments, which I was a bit surprised by, but find myself in agreement with, he stated that you as commissioners, it's your duty to do what is in the best interest of the whole county. The best interest of the whole county. And again, it's been a while. These folks have been sitting for a while, but I just want to remind you what these folks think is in the best interest of the county. And I would like to ask those of you who are able to, if you are against this landfill and think it's not in the best interest of our county, would you please stand? Thank you very much.
And that's the end of the time.